I am Ken Dombrowski, founder of Love Your Life Hypnosis. I am a hypnotist and a life coach. I help people with all kinds of issues and concerns in their life. Everything from PTSD to grief counseling, depression, anxiety, accomplishing goals, feeling better about your life, getting happier with your life, doing things that you want to do, and letting go of the things you no longer want. That's kind of what I do, a bit of a fixer of the emotional side. You have the doctors for your body that give you treatments to help your body heal, and then you have like psychologists and psychiatrists that are there for mental issues. And I'm that person in between. I'm that everything that falls in between the cracks there, the emotional, spiritual content. That's kind of where I come in. It's my domain. So I help people in that area because we have people who are on antidepressants, but they're still depressed, and they don't know why. They come to me, and quite often people get off their antidepressants when they come to me. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell them to get off of their antidepressants. They just kind of find they're no longer needing them. Well, it's pretty interesting stuff. So I help people with all kinds of things like that. But what I like to do most is get to know people. I really love people. I love everybody in this room, and there's not a thing you can do about it. Every one of you is true to my heart right now. Anybody here can call me anytime you need. I'm the kind of person who just likes to give. I actually have someone in the audience that Melissa was introduced and mentioned earlier, and such a great person, came through my program, wonderful, beautiful lady. We've even worked out at the gym together.
I've worked out with all of them. It's a family thing.
My whole family, we've worked out together, and we've done events together, so that's kind of how I like to create bonds, create relationships, get together with people on that level. Now you can't just get by saying, how you doing? I'm fine. Okay, that doesn't tell you anything. How are you doing? That's what I really want to know. Tell me how you're doing, and let's go from there. It's a wonderful, wonderful world filled with incredible people. And I like to talk about, we're here, pure romance. I'm the only man in this room with all these beautiful, highly sexually energized women. I can't believe this. This is a fantasy for any man. Right? Look at this crowd, all these gorgeous ladies, and I got all this stuff on the table right next to me. Wow, I tell you what, I can tell you that, because I've worked with some pure romance ladies, I have some of this catalog in our own home, yes. So I'm very familiar with that one and that one. And that one.
Okay.
I need that one,
Okay.
I think, and that one. There's a couple that I could use.
Dad, father.
So, my daughter's in the room, so I have to keep it.
He picked those up for his friend.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Someone else would do it. But, those things are really fantastic. What we call them marital aids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it depends on what perspective you're looking at that from, if it's going to aid or not aid. I guess you can find yourself obsolete as a man if those things are too good, right?
Never, ever.
So, we brought some of these things.
Arms to hug.
There you go. They need hugs, absolutely. Brought a couple of those home, got to using them. Well, I put in my 11 and a half minutes, and I had to take a nap, so I left the rest of it up to my wife, but she got to play and entertain herself for a while. I had to take a nap, because you know how men, we have to take a nap right after, it's just the way we are. It was like trying to sleep next to the paint shaker at Home Depot, paint counter, Then, she nudged me about an hour later and said, hey, wake up, this thing's dying. Come on, get over here. Does this thing take a charger? Where are the spare batteries? She didn't, she needed to know how to keep this thing going. She wasn't done yet. So anyway, these things are fantastic. I love Melissa Messenger. I get to see her. She sends me an email. And what is your closing? You're at the very bottom, sexual health consultant, is my saying?
Educator.
Sexual health educator, even better. I love that.
Yeah.
Because, every one of you incredible women in here probably grew up with a little bit of a negative stigma about being female and sex, right? Probably taught that only sluts do this and whores do that, and all that kind of thing. There's a lot of negativity around it, and you may have felt a little guilt or shame for having different thoughts and feelings that were very natural. And now for you to go completely against that grain and do this is just amazing. That is a testament to your incredible strength of who you are and what you're capable of doing. And then, then we can all go back to Melissa here again. Look at this beautiful lady here. I just saw on what I see recently, you reached some financial milestone. What was that?
2 million.
2 million in personal.
2 million. Wow, that's amazing. That is truly this is incredible lady right here. I mean, I'm happy just to be in the room with her.
Oh,
That's
thank
just
you.
fantastic. So, wow, think about that. All of you incredible ladies here, wait, no, this is not just a fantasy anymore. This is not just a possibility. No, it's real. You actually have someone right here who's ready to mentor you. All you gotta do is reach out to her, a phone call, an email, a text, and she'll be right there to help you with whatever it is you're needing, right? Like, you can't ask for better than that. So there's nothing but incredible good energy, spiritual energy in here. I can feel it synergistically amongst all of you beautiful ladies, just ready to reach whatever those goals are. Now, goals. We talk about goals. I know Melissa's big on goals. Now, I'm sorry, Melissa, I'm going to kind of tiptoe around this just a little bit.
No.
Okay.
I love
Goals
what you-
work for some people. Goals can crush other people. Some people make goals and it scares the shit out of them. And they just like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can do that. It's just, they get intimidated immediately. So you have to figure out what kind of person you are. Are you the kind of person who is motivated by goals? If you are, then make them goals and go knock them out. But maybe the best goal for you is no goal. Just get out there and do what you can and make it happen, and then see where you've come. See how far you've come. Because you've got all the support you need. I'm willing to bet that if you need help, you're willing to call her. And if she calls you, would you answer the phone and say hi? Absolutely, right? And how about over here? If you need something, you can call anyone over at that table, and they will be more than happy to have a coffee with you and talk to you about whatever your goal or non-goal is, or whatever you need to do. Yeah, it's all right here. You've got it all right here in this room and on this table, of course. I'm getting this table in my peripheral vision here, and it's kind of distracting me. So, so it's really, really great stuff here. So, when it comes to these goals, make goals, shoot for the moon, see where you go, but it's okay, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make you all a promise. You're not going to meet all your goals, and that's okay. It's okay that you're not going to meet your goals. What you do is you see what you did accomplish, you polish it, you shine it up, and you go out and go do it again, and you go do it again, and you go do it again. Instead of it debilitating, you go, oh, well, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Go, hey, but this part of it did work, and it was really great experience, and I learned from it, and I feel that energy. I feel psyched from it. So now I'm going to go and apply that and do it again. Duplicate it, triple it, keep going. Pretty easy stuff, isn't it? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of nodding heads, a lot of smiles and such. Absolutely, because again, if this incredible lady right here can hit the $2 million club right now, every one of you, each one is also capable of exactly that. Anybody agree? Anybody? Everybody agrees, right? Okay. So, with everyone's permission, I'd like to do a little something. I am, in case you don't know, I am a hypnotist. With your permission, I'd like to do maybe a group hypnosis. You want to do that? Be a little relaxing, a little uplifting, a little, little spiriting.
I'm in.
I'm in. Deal.
Okay. So,
Well, she grabs the soda.
Oh,
What
okay.
you said, what you said though, Ken, was about consistency, consistent. And our president always says most of us work consistently inconsistent. And so, but you're so right. All it does is you have to do it over and over and over again.
yes.
And you get better at it then.
Well, there's this, one of the greatest things I ever heard was that when they launch a rocket to the moon, it is constantly corrected on its course there. It's not just a course and boom, they fire the rocket at it. Yeah, on the way, it's got thousands and thousands of tiny corrections to get it to the moon. And guess what? They made it. And they landed on the moon and did everything that they did, planted the flag and all that good stuff. So if they could do that with a team of people who are mathematicians and physicists and all that kind of stuff, imagine what you can do here with these things that people really do want and really do need. They're looking for this stuff, and you have the ability to help them with that. Good. Okay, so we're going to do a little hypnosis. This will be fun. Anybody think or worry? I'm not going to make you cluck like a dog or bark like a chicken or anything like that. Nothing embarrassing. I don't do that kind of thing. Everything I always do is always going to be therapeutic and uplifting. It's, very spiritual experience. So hypnosis is going to be really easy. I'm going to just talk you through it. It'll be super simple. People think, oh, I don't know if I've been can be hypnotized. Well, if you want to be hypnotized, you can be hypnotized. It's that easy. It really is that simple. So as I talk you through it and you hear the sound of my voice, just follow along. It's that easy. Allow your mind to visualize and picture the things that I'm saying. Allow yourself to actually feel. Put yourself in that place. Feel it. Experience it, whatever it might be. So we're going to do something nice. We just did that fun game where we went someplace, everybody wrote down going someplace nice, and usually like someplace tropical or something, of course, all the snow out here, sub-zero temperatures. I think we all want to go someplace sunny and tropical. Sound good? Yeah, good. All right. So then, what I would want to ask everyone to do, go ahead and just allow your eyes to close. And just feel yourself just sitting in your chair with your eyes closed, nice and easy, so relaxed, peaceful and calm. That's right. And as you feel yourself settle into that chair, feel yourself relax. And you can hear the sound of my voice. Allow it to soothe you, lull you into a nice, comfortable place. And you can even hear the sound of your own breath. As you breathe in and breathe out. And you breathe in and breathe out. And already you're feeling comfortable. Getting a feeling of peace and calm. A nice sense of serenity, tranquility. All these beautiful, wonderful words. That's right. I want you to feel the bottom of your feet. Feel a vibration at the bottom of your feet. Feel maybe even getting a little warm at the bottom of your feet as you relax more and more. And you start to notice that the thoughts in your mind are becoming fewer and fewer, going away easier and easier. And you notice that warming sensation, that vibrating sensation at the bottom of your feet is working its way up your legs, relaxing your legs. And you can feel a warm light following the vibration, following that relaxation up your legs, turning them to gel. A warming light, give it a color, perhaps a beautiful, warm amber glow, or whatever you would like it to be. A warm, healing, spiritual color. Feel as it travels up to your hips, and it goes up your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, disc by disc. Feel it travel up your tummy, your chest, and it meets up to your shoulders now. That's right. And by now you might start to feel as though your arms are just two pieces of rope dangling off your shoulders. They've gone completely limp. That's right. And you're feeling the energy of the person next to you, the other people in this room. A close-knit group of wonderful people. Feel the spiritual energy of everyone around you. Feed off of theirs as you feed into theirs. Becoming one. That's right. And you find yourself in the most wonderful, beautiful place, an incredible beach. White sandy beach sprawled out in front of you. Sand is so soft and silky, it's like walking in flour. And you see across this big, beautiful ocean. And you can hear the waves as they roll in. Hear the sound of the waves rolling in and rolling out. And perhaps you even hear the sound of seagull calling out overhead. That's right. You feel so connected to the earth. Your feet are in the sand, and you're breathing in the sea air. You can smell the musty, salty sea air. So nutritious to the body, healing in every sense. Go ahead and sit down on the beach. Sit so your butt is perched on the sand, but your feet are at the water's edge. And every time the water rolls in, the water gently tickles your feet and rolls back out. Every time tide rolls in, the water gently tickles your feet and then rolls back out. That's right. And then you look to your left, and there's Channing Tatum with his shirt off. And you can smell his must. You can see, you can hear the sound of his voice. And you know he's there just for you, because this is your day on your beach. And you are a sexually enlightened woman. Proud of your sexuality, proud of who you are, and you're damn gonna show Channing Tatum what you're proud of. Feel it. Own it. You can even feel the touch of his hand caressing your thigh, perhaps. Your knee. And you can't help but let out a sigh. That's right. Very good. And so now you find yourself with this wonderful, incredible visual, this fantasy that you get to own forever. And you find yourself right back here in this room amongst all these wonderful, incredible people, feeling the energy collectively amongst you. And you simply smile as you open your eyes. Well, I see a lot of smiles.
You don't know what I was doing. It's like, how far is this one gonna go?
I think Mikkel needs a nap. I used Channing Tatum because his name came up during that fun game earlier, so I thought that would be a good. So, that was just a small taste. Of course, doing it in a crowd setting, not as private and personal, but kind of get a really good feel for what this is all about. And when we start to use that for therapeutic values, well, wow, it becomes really great. Because if you imagine if you smoke, and I tell you in that deep hypnotic state, stop smoking. And of course, give you a bunch of good reasons to not smoke. You can tell why it works for people to quit smoking. Or, quit smoking, lose weight, and stop being depressed or having anxiety. Or even the positive things of, go out and get that business opened up, get that job going. Do a little extra effort, find your path, find your passion, do what you need to do in your life. So I'm going to open it up. Anybody have any questions that I could possibly answer for you about life coaching, hypnosis, emotional intelligence, anything at all?
Anything that you were in pain?
Absolutely, that's a great question. Anyone here that might be part of my Facebook page, I actually just posted something about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm actually working with an incredible, beautiful young lady in her mid-20s who has stage 4 breast cancer. So if anybody who knows anybody's been through terrible pain, cancer is terribly painful. Well, the drugs don't really work very much. They make her sick more than anything. But when she comes in to see me, I put her into what I call a hypnotic coma for an hour straight. And she comes out of it saying she felt no pain during the entire hypnosis, and then even afterwards, it lasts for several hours. The pain does come back later in the evening because it is severe stuff, but it does stuff that the drugs don't do. But great question, yeah, thanks.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Ken has this way of, when you're in this session, to say something where you're like, that has nothing to do with anything. Why is he even asking me that? And so I'd go home and I'd say to my husband, you know, he'd ask how it was, and I'd be like, he had this cockamamie idea that da-da-da-da-da. And Kevin's like, yeah, you do that. Or, yeah, that makes sense. And like it took me going home and realizing, then the next week I'm like, you won't believe this. You know? And so it was so neat, because then we worked on it and it was a problem, and so it was great, you know. Little did I know.
That's really, thank you so much for that, because that is a good talking point. Big part of what I do is trying to help you heal. I'm not here to heal you. I mean, I do call myself an emotional and spiritual healer, but I'm really helping you with whatever your issues are or concerns. If I just talk to you, it's a lecture, goes in one ear and out the other, and you know, no one's going to say you hear me see that. But if I structure it in a fashion where I get you thinking about it on a different level that you never considered before, a different perspective, that's exactly what happens. People go home, they feel confused, and they come back the next week, go, holy cow, I can't believe what happened. Well, yeah, kind of knew that was going to happen, but you need to get there. And it's not up to me to get you there, but it's kind of like just a stimulating, you know, sparking that fire to get people to go a little bit deeper. Thank you, Mikhail. That was
You bet.
great.
You
Thank you so
bet.
much.
Do you do per se like couple hypnotists? Not saying like personally for me, but just in general for
Oh, yeah, I can-
couples, you know,
yeah.
like if they go through hardships or, you know, stuff like that, that can help them.
Well, generally speaking, what I try to do, and if you're like referring maybe to like marriage counseling kind of thing,
Yeah, kind of.
I do a great deal of that, but I treat the husband and the wife separately. I treat them separately for a few sessions until they're both independently have to be in a better place, and then we bring them together and start and do a little work together. But yeah, I can do couples together if they want it, if they just want just like a little relaxation and stress relief. Yeah, definitely. I think you have
So
one.
when you said life coach, do you like business coach too, or more like?
Actually, everything really. I'm one of those really very rare people. I've been a business coach and consultant for about 25 years, and then years ago when I became a life coach, I just happened to have this whole complete package that I can offer to help with all of it, because it does all tie together. You can end up having your life straightened out, or in the path you want it to be, but for some reason you just can't get your business going. Well, then guess what that's going to do? It's going to suck the life out of your happy life. So it does all have to work together synergistically, or else it does kind of come apart again. So that's really a great question, yes. Anybody? Yes.
If you're not comfortable with hypnosis yet, do you have to do it in the beginning?
Absolutely not. Actually, very common that like people come to me for like a multi-session package, like a 6-session or 10-session, what have you. The first couple of sessions we usually actually don't do hypnosis, and I'm completely different than most other hypnotists that you'll ever meet, because I really want to know you on that deeper level. So that way, what I'm going to hypnotize you for is going to be in your best interest, not just because I think it's going to be right. Because I could say something that could end up driving a person in the wrong direction if I don't know, more about their personal life or their experiences. But usually, first couple of sessions there's no hypnosis, and then we'll start introducing hypnosis again, or into it around the 3rd, 4th session. I have clients that they could care less about hypnosis. They just love the life coaching part. They want full 90 minutes of life coaching with me up on the whiteboard and singing and dancing and everything. Then I have other clients who could care less about the life coaching, and they just want hypnosis. And then of course there's a bunch of people in the middle. Yes.
So hypnosis, so what we just said as a group, that was hypnosis?
Yes.
That's getting us into a relaxed, open state of mind, is
Mhm.
what I'm assuming hypnosis means?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's just making you impressionable or getting you to like a vulnerable place where you're more open, is that? Like, I'm a control freak. I don't know what anybody else is. So when you're like, I'm gonna hypnotize you, I'm like, no, you ain't. So, like, to me, that word scared me. Because I was like, what is he gonna do? But I was like, oh, he just put us in a relaxed, open state of mind. There's
That's
nothing wrong with
that's
that.
basically it. And then, of course, we can take it in different, to different extents. Like I was mentioning earlier, the lovely lady over here, I can put you into a hypnotic coma. You don't have to be in any kind of pain for me to do that. But it's an advanced technique that if I've hypnotized you a couple of times already, I can bring you into that coma and you won't believe when you come out of it, how unbelievably relaxed. You feel relaxed on a cellular level, okay? Not just muscles and bones. I mean cellular level. Oh yeah, you know.
See, what I'm thinking though is once you start seeing him though, that control freakness, that's maybe what's causing whatever, and he can help you to
I know,
get.
you said it's like cellular. Like, yeah, my cells could use a rest.
Yeah, because I can feel your like tightness,
That's
like
always
even when you're just like just now.
So,
So
Mikkel, are we speaking from experience about control freakedness?
I'm not really. I'm not as bad as her.
Well, you know,
I love you, babe.
I get to apologize for myself every day. About 75% of my clients are women. And I always hate to say these things because I don't ever want to sound sexist. I'm not sexist at all, I promise you. But we observe things. And what we observe is most women have control issues. It's just kind of how it is. My theory is that it's innate, it's DNA, it's within you. You have to have control over all the decades and centuries of human existence. You had to control the house because usually your husband would go hunting or fishing or whatever for days on end. So you had to have control over the house, the kids, the food, the farm, the animals, everything. So that's what you're carrying forward, and that's where I think a lot of women are really great with being able to be the multitaskers, being able to focus on stuff and get more done than we can all admit it, than most men can do, because you have the ability control. But then it goes too far, which I think what might be you're kind of alluding to, and then where it becomes a bit unhealthy, it becomes a bit cumbersome in your life, and you start noticing too much control, and you're starting to push people away. We don't want that. We want to bring people closer, but control is no way to ever bring people closer. Best thing, the old adage, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, then it was meant to be. And that's kind of how we need to be with relationships. We can't make you come over here and love me. I want to open myself up to you to make your own choice. And then you can create bonds. That's really where it's at. Any other questions?
I think I have one, maybe for all of us. We just came off a really awesome, intense 3-day kick your business off the first weekend in January, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody left there on a high. They're feeling great. Now it's been a month, and
Of snow.
What?
Of snow and
Yeah.
cold.
A month of snow and cold. And do you have any suggestions or ideas on how to keep that momentum going? Not only on, more on a personal level, meaning that I know Mikkel can't make me do anything, or I can't make Tara do anything. So I don't want to say to keep the team motivated, but to give ideas to all of us how we can control that. Because I liked what you said about goals, like, because it is so true. Some people set goals, some people don't, and that's okay. But now that we set all these goals, and maybe some of us drank the Kool-Aid that weekend, and how do we maybe allow them not to crash and say it's okay?
That really becomes the biggest problem of our society, I believe.
Okay.
We are very easy to get pumped up and then fizzle out. So many people, they get all ramped up and they start a business, and before it even gets anywhere, it kind of crashes and burns, or even just crash and burn on the drawing board. What we have to do from within ourselves is have an understanding that your goals are great, but they don't mean everything. Your goals are a guideline. It's not the end-all be-all. And this is what really ends up happening to most people that I find in my research, is that they allow, when anything doesn't go the way they expected it to completely deflate and just drain them. And they go, oh, well, this just isn't working. But here's the bigger part of it. Not even so much on the frontal lobe, rational thinking, intelligence. It's in that subconscious part back there that's basically just telling you forward that this isn't going to work. So it doesn't tell you that verbally. It just drains you, paralyzes you, because it doesn't want the fear of failing. Okay, this goal looks great, but I don't know. So if I don't try, I can't fail, and therefore I can't be a failure.
That is me exactly.
So- and even bigger than that is the fear of success. Imagine what kind of a loser I would be if I succeed at something and then I lose it because I couldn't keep it going. People become crushed by that. Just by that thought that something that hasn't even happened in the future yet, it's not even close. So they debilitate them, they nail their feet to the floor and go, no, I can't do this. So what we have to do within ourselves is have that understanding. We have to accept that we're going to screw up, we're going to make mistakes, and it's okay. We have to be able to laugh at those mistakes. We have to be able to laugh, go, holy crap, I can't believe I just spent 3 hours on my couch not making phone calls. What the hell? Okay, get my ass up and going now. That's just all there's to it. And you literally just make that decision and you get up and you put it into action. When you sit there and you go, oh, I've been here for 3 hours and not making phone calls yet, and you continue to sit there, you really need to call me. We have to get that spark going back in you and get you moving. But it's one of the hardest things that we have, because we have this, I really like going back in time and history. Human history, we look back 1,000 years, 2,000 years. Fear was something that we needed to keep us alive. Back then they didn't have GPS on their phone.
Right.
They didn't have phones, they didn't have maps, they didn't have anything. So people in a village, they knew that if I go over that ridge, I could possibly get eaten, or find another village that won't like me and they'll kill me and eat me or rape me or something. All kinds of, so they stay right here. The fear keeps them in their comfort zone. So same thing, someone has to get up in the middle of the night 1,000 years ago to go to the bathroom. There's no bathroom in your house. You had to go outside of your hut or your tent or whatever it is that you had. And when you did that, you didn't just walk right out like nothing. You had to look, is there a bear, a pack of wolves? So that's what fear is still alive in all of us to protect us. Protect us from the unknown. The unknown as to how is this going to work out? Am I going to be able to do this? Is this going to work out for me? That fear is very well alive, trying to protect you. So we can laugh at that fear, let it go, and understand that I just don't need that anymore. When was the last time you were chased by a pack of wolves? Anybody over here? No? Anybody ever been assaulted by a grizzly bear? Anybody? No?
No.
So?
Just a chicken.
Oh, you got chased by one. Oh. And she was live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So you think about how those fears are there. We can let them go. We have them, we can always let them go and move on. But of course, we're in Wisconsin, so there's always lots of alcohol. That's usually the Wisconsin way.
Too funny.
Yes.
In general, when somebody first comes to see you, how often do they come to see you? Is it once a week? I know everybody's different, but what's a general?
Well, it's another great question. Thank you very much. What we do, first one, is have a consultation and make sure it's something you think you're going to feel comfortable with. I don't ever want anyone to feel uncomfortable. I say to everybody, I'm not a used car salesman. I don't want you just to come in just because I want you. I want you to come in because you feel you're at the right place in the right time in your life for this kind of a program. So once we resolve that, if somebody feels like it, well, I've created over the years, I've crafted what seems to be a really pretty and awesome program. It's 10 sessions and it's 10 weeks in a row, and the sessions are 90 minutes long, and Mikkel will confess to, will even, what am I saying?
Attest.
Profess, thank you, that I never do a 90-minute session. Have we ever done a 90-minute session?
Why
No, 2 hours. I'm very generous with my time. I'll go an hour and 45 minutes. I'll go 2 hours. Heck, if I don't have another client coming after you, I'd stay for 3 and 4 hours. My wife gets mad at me because
Aw,
it's not.
man, I need more time. I got gypped.
At 9 o'clock at night, I'm not
Sorry,
home
that was my fault.
So, but it's 10 weeks in a row, and the secret sauce there is super important. What I learned years ago, first getting started in all this, is that when you hypnotize someone, they leave there feeling okay. They leave there feeling good. But it doesn't last, because you have years and decades of habits of how to think and feel that are going to kind of come back into play. So if we do it once a month, you're going to have 30 days to backslide right back into where you were. So we're starting over every 30 days. That's not good. You're not getting anywhere. So then when I created it to be once a week, wow, just huge, incredible progress I saw my clients making, and that was the secret sauce. I get people say, well, I only want to do it every 2 weeks. Nope, I just won't sell you the program. It's just all there is to it. I won't do it. So it's got to be the way it's crafted, and anytime I've ever deviated for someone because they're traveling too much or they, have some excuse, I just notice that client just doesn't make the progress that they should be.
How much is the 10-week program?
Ooh, how much is it? It is $1,900 for 10 weeks. And what you get with that is not just the 10 weeks, the 10 sessions. I am now your life coach for life.
Wow, that's amazing.
I never charge you again. You can call me, text me, email me. I will never charge you for any of that. I'll even go to the gym with you,
Yeah.
as Mikkel will say, and we'll work out together. I don't charge for that stuff. I love my clients, and I sound kind of arrogant, but my clients love me. So I'm happy to do these things. The only time I ever charge after that is if you need to come in for another session. And what generally happens there is, life. I get people calling me from a few years ago. Hey, Ken, remember me? I say, yeah, how you doing? Good, but my mom passed away, and I'm really having a hard time dealing with it. Can I come in and see you? Absolutely. So.
Can I say one thing too?
Yes.
Don't borrow, beg, steal the money, earn the money, and when you earn the money, pay the money. Don't do it any other way because it won't mean the same to you.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense?
I will actually ask my clients, are you paying for this? Because it's really important. When people say, oh no, my mom's paying for it. I don't like that. Oh no, I'm going to pay her back. Still, we need you to be dedicated to this program, and that means financially on the spot for it. Yes, I'm sorry, you were holding your hand up.
I guess there's not any type of insurance that you take then?
I'm sorry, what's that?
There's not any type of insurance that you take?
No, I'm so sorry to say this, but there's no health insurance that I'm aware of that will cover anything that I do. However, what we get kind of close is the HSA health spending accounts, I think is what they're called, right? That some people have through their employer. It's a credit card where they stack up money and pre-taxed money off their paycheck. So we use those, and the Benny Flex spending accounts. People use those as well. It's not really insurance, but it's at least it's better.
Do you take payment plans? Or is it $1,900 up front?
It's $1,900 up front. The only payment plan is $1,000 down and $100 at each session.
Okay.
Did you go to college or get?
I'm
Well,
just curious.
no, it's a
I'm
great
not
question.
saying, like-
No, it's a great question. I did attend a very small university called Bennett Stellar University. Went there years ago, got certified in life coaching or mastery in life coaching and hypnosis and Reiki. Gosh, I can't remember all the stuff. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. But I had been studying hypnosis for years before that, and I was really excited to find an actual organization that teaches it in a structure. So that way, once I went to that through their program, my abilities just skyrocketed. It was really incredible. Anything else? Anybody?
Questions, comments, concerns, wisecracks?
Why
Did you find it helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Well-
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Actually,
No, you're fine. Don't.
I'll give
No,
this
you
to
can sit normal. It's okay.
I thought he was done, I apologize.
Just throws it.
Just throw that laundry.
No, she might.
Okay. So, a lot of people tend to wonder about hypnosis, and there's so many different types of hypnosis. Of course, there's verbal, which is what we did earlier. But have anyone here has ever been just driving in your car, and you kind of zone out, and you're really not even sure what happened for the last few miles? Right? Yeah, everybody. Well, that's hypnosis. You actually get road hypnosis, and you know what the most interesting thing is? That is actually the safest way to drive. It's the safest way to drive because your subconscious your subconscious sees more than your conscious does. And it actually is going to get you there safer. You'll observe every traffic law, and you'll stop for everybody, crossing the street. You really are in a much better place. You're not counting on your conscious, and then you're just, oh, look at the bird, or you're messing with the radio, that kind of thing. So that's the type of hypnosis that we all put ourselves through. Would you please give me your right hand? Stretch it out here nice and strong. She works out with me, so I know that she's strong. So I want to do this here a little bit. Just wind her up, give her a little crank. And how many people would want to think that I'm winding her hand around, right? Do you think I'm doing this? Do you think I'm doing this too? Or did I just hypnotize her into doing it? Well, anybody? Yeah, there you go.
Mine's a little more willy-nilly than yours.
That was such a great sport. So now we're going to do a couple of more things on what we call physical cues. So I'm not going to use any. I'm going to use very few words. I'm going to use more gestures. Okay. So if I were to go like this, what would you expect to do?
Come here.
Okay. Or if I go like this, you're sitting.
Stand up.
Stand up. If I go like this.
Down.
Very good. So now if I were to ask you to close your eyes, and let me this right here. Now I didn't put her into hypnosis or anything like that, right? I didn't do any such things. I'm just kind of having a little bit of a fun time here. We're just doing what we're doing. Let's see, we have another arm we can play with over here. Let's see what we can do with this. Say maybe she's a ballerina today, huh?
Or not.
Or maybe she's doing some gangster rap up in here. Let's see what we got. Or giving a big warm hug. Is that it? There you go. Outstanding. So you see, we can do all kinds of stuff here because we're communicating. We're communicating non-verbally. So, Mikkel, when you feel me tap the knuckles on your right hand, I want your hand to just go completely limp and fall to your lap. Boop. So, any more questions about how hypnosis works? And I promise I will not make you cluck like a dog or bark like a chicken, unless you really want me to.
Nah.
No? Not today? All right.
It's fun. I wanna see it. We had hypnotists come to our school when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I did the X-rated one in Vegas once. I still have the CD.
Oh,
But I think that's why most people are afraid of hypnosis because they don't want to do stupid stuff.
okay. Now you've opened that bag. How many O's did you have?
Oh,
How many?
God. Horrible.
Too many.
I'll bring the video on one of our trainings. Kevin did it the next night.
Oh my God.
So, anybody want me to see me do anything else to Mikkel?
Oh my God.
Thank you so much, sweetheart.
All right.
So now, you guys have all been sitting for a while, and I'm sure you probably want to stand up, stretch your legs a little bit. Does anybody want to do that? Sure. Let's do that. Let's stand up. This is going to be a little bit fun. Should we get another towel? Okay, this is going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. So I want everybody who wants to, I'd love to have you participate. So what I want you to do is go ahead and just kind of close your eyes, standing there. Feel yourself relax. Standing into your heels. Feeling grounded, even though we're on the second finger. Feeling grounded, feeling settled in just a little bit. And we just did this a little while ago, so you can remember how easy it is to relax when you really want. It's so simple. You just allow it to happen. You don't force it. You don't make yourself relax. You just relax. So terrific. Now I want you to do me a favor. Each one of you, I want you to imagine that I'm walking up to each one of you one by one, and I'm tying a string around your right wrist. A string around your right wrist. And then you look at the other end of that string, and it's attached to a big red helium balloon overhead. It starts to loft and lift your right wrist upward. Feel the helium balloon lifting up your right wrist. Feel the tugging of the string on that right wrist as it lifts your right arm up. Feel it coming upward. Feel the tug. Now I'm going to tie a second balloon on that one. There's huge, big. Now this one's green. A red and a green balloon lifting you up and up. Now, feel. Oh, it's lifting you up. It's not taking any effort from you. It's lifting you up. Now I want you to do me a favor and extend your left arm straight out in front of you. And do this one palm up. I want your left palm facing upward. That's it. Now imagine I'm walking up to each one of you one by one, and I'm putting a great big dictionary. You remember those old dictionaries when we were a kid? They were so big you could knock someone out with them, right? They must weigh 20, 30 pounds. One of those huge dictionaries. I put it on the left hand right now, and it's weighing your hand down. And it's weighing your hand down, and if you're having trouble, if you're super strong, I just put a second dictionary on top of it, and I just tied a third balloon to your right wrist. There you go. And the whole time, you're just standing there, enjoying the moment. There you go. And now you can open your eyes and see where your hands are. There you go. You've just been hypnotized.
Two's not enough.
Two's not enough.
Oh, there was, I missed the third one.
Yeah, there was three. Yeah. Let's go ahead. If you feel like you can go ahead and have a seat. So that one's always fun. I like doing that one with kids, kids and teenagers, because they really get into it. They got this hand is way up there, and they have a lot of fun with it. Yeah. Well, if there are any other questions, if not, then I guess I'm.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ken. Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you very
coming in and giving his time.